everyone. This is Jared Rand, Global Guided Meditation Call for 3 p.m. Eastern, Friday, August 17th, 2018. In today's meditation, continuing with the process of knowing ourselves and working at eliminating things that we're very familiar with that seep in and cause us to become irritated and angry and frustrated and patient and all of these emotions. And when you connect to your higher self and you're learning that your answers to many of your questions are within you. So a lot of people spend their lives trying to get answers from the outside. They can become very frustrated because they look and they look and they look and they look and they read and they read and they read and they read. Things just become more confusing when our database, so to speak, is within us. Once you start to realize in yourself that you house this magnificent energy, and that as you progress and as you acclimate yourself to knowing that I need answers to my questions, I need answers to things that I'm totally lost on, you'll get them by becoming quiet, going inside like we do through our inner heart center, our inner heart, eternal heart. And the process of this is very important because what it does is it adjusts all of our attitudes of knowing that of who we are, that we're God spark. We're a spiritual being experiencing a physical existence. That's what we are. So these bodies in a physical reality carry us around, and we experience through these bodies physical life experiences, feelings, emotions. And so once we understand that we are a spiritual being experiencing a physical reality, physical life, and as we begin to understand that imperatively a knowingness inside of us, our God spark, knows that if we become irritated and stressed, our vibrational frequency goes down. Our vibrational frequency goes down. We begin to experience stress, anxiety, fear. And fear is one of the biggest challenges that we have in this physical world, because it keeps us from experiencing our true selves. Fear does. Fear of everything. And when you have fear and you let it in and you just look at it and you say, okay, fine, and you begin to rise above the fear. And the key to that is your vibrational frequency, is keeping it as high as possible. I know there's times where it really, things really play on you. But the fact of the matter is that when you have stress, anxiety, and it pulls you down, you get more of it, and it gets more intense. And I know we've all experienced that. The intensity increases as we fall into it. So it's a life experience, and we have those every second of every day. And when we know, and I've identified that, okay, I have to practice, I must practice, keep my vibrational frequency high. And what is that? Love, generosity, happiness, care, sharing, bliss, things that, that you go inside to find your happiness, and you vibrate at that level and that energy. And life is an adventure. That's all it is. It is not something that is going to be, how do you put it? It's not a big boogeyman. It's basically an experience, a physical experience. And as you progress in your understanding of who you are, this becomes clear. So you begin to literally flow with all things. You flow. You don't fight the current, you just go with the flow. Period. And everybody on this call knows that if you fight the flow, you become angry, you become engaged with someone, you become engaged with yourself, you become irritated, stressed, worried, fearful. All of those things are markers, like putting a weight in a scale. More and more weights on one side, the scale tips. It's exactly what happens to each and every one of us. And we all know what it's like to be angry, fearful, stressed, anxiety. We all know. We experience it on a daily basis. Most of us, in some shape, form, some way, shape, or form, we experience it to certain degrees. And once you realize that all of this entire facade, this matrix, this entire game that has been put together by dark forces to fool us into believing certain things and living a certain way. That's all it is. And when you finally realize that, and within yourself, knowing, you then can affect change in a much greater expanse, much greater way, where you start realizing that there's no reason why I should be upset about that. That's why I tell people, turn off your TV set, wean yourself, get rid of them. They're not necessary. It's like movies. You want to watch a movie, you have a TV that you can run movies on. Period. Get away from the TVs. Get away from the smartphones. Get away from the matrix. That's what it is. And, you believe it or not, there's more and more people that are going to typewriters, hard copy, writing, different, old way of communication. And that's just another adventure, but you control that communication. You do. Not some AI in the sky. So, these are things that we are ascending, we are leaving, we are eliminating. We aren't entertaining those. We know inside, and our God Spark knows, is that these things are not a good vibrational frequency. They're just not. They're lower. Anything that wishes to control you or any of us is a low vibrational frequency. Humanity is about coming together as a whole on this planet, working together for common good, to expand our awareness and our understanding of the universe by exploring and inhabiting different worlds, different planets throughout the universe. And we can't do that just sitting here and populating forever and being given, 100-year-old technology. It's just absolutely crazy. And it just, progress and be controlled like a bunch of lab rats. It's not acceptable. And once we understand that, and we understand from a loving aspect and a loving understanding, is that we say, okay, fine, I don't care to entertain that anymore. That's just something I don't entertain. And when you find yourself slipping, that's what you do. So in this meditation today is rise. Rise. That word, that action word. Rise. Rise meditation. And what you're doing is that word activates understanding is that I am constantly rising, increasing my vibrational frequency. I'm rising above the goop, the matrix, the control mechanism. All this stuff that looks so fun and so exciting. All of these false governments claiming they're going to do all these wonderful good things for you. It's just a scam. It's like everything has been. Misguiding, misdirecting, keeping your vibrational frequency down. So when we rise above things. We rise above anger. We rise above fear. As we rise, we ascend our vibrational frequency. Here comes the magic carpet and pulls you up. And you keep going up. Effortlessly. The weights drop off and you start shooting up. You become above fear, above anger, above stress, above anxiety. Once you understand that this is a game, that's what this is. It's a game. And what you think about, what you feel and think about, you created every second of every minute that you exist. Period. And some people think that, oh, well, I got that beat. No, you don't, because your life dictates to you differently. If you're happy, majority of the time, and your stress level is low, your anxiety is gone, and your anger doesn't exist, and you love yourself, and you express love to humanity, then you are ascending, you are risen, you rise. So, understanding that, this is today what we're going to do in this meditation. We are going to increase vibrational frequency. So, as you go to your places where you are comfortable and aren't going to be interrupted, I'm sure you're already at, immediately want to relax yourself, create a scene, or pick a scene out of your life where you were totally relaxed and you didn't have a care in the world, and revisit that. Or create one of your own that you feel would be the most relaxing, the most enjoyable, and would alleviate your stress and anxiety that you carry with you, period. So you become immersed in peace and eternal love. If you're doing that, you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. You want to hold your breath as you breathe in, 1001, 1002, 1003. Easily let it out. Take another breath, do the same thing. Do this 3 to 6 times. And as you're breathing in divine positive energy. And the divine positive energy does not allow you to take in fear, frustrations, anxiety, anger. Those pass through you. In other words, you don't stop them. You just let them pass through you. Obstructing something takes a lot of energy, and it also can stress you out. So by letting things just flow through you, like you're clear, and it just, like the wind just blows through you. And you let all those things, as you breathe in divine positive energy, which is bliss, which is love, which is peace, which is joy, which is wonderful health, wonderful happiness, all of this, abundance, prosperity, flows into you. Coming from our source creator, prime source creator God, Father, Mother God, this energy is eternal love that saturates you as you breathe in. And it brings, by eternal love, everything is in that. Peace, joy, prosperity, all of it. And you feel that as you breathe that in. And it's an uplifting. When you breathe correctly, it uplifts you. You can feel the difference. You can feel the change in you, in your body, in your physical well-being. That's why breathing is so important. And as you exhale, you're literally cleaning the cupboards out of all debris. You're letting all of that go. You're not fighting it. You're just letting it flow away. You don't entertain it any longer. And it leaves. It only stays around as long as you give it energy. That's pretty much it. Anger stays around as long as you give anger energy. Fear stays around as long as you give it energy, which means attention, which means your thoughts, your feelings. Those things give it energy and cause it to hang and hang and hang around. Poverty is a low vibrational frequency. Poverty is, if you pay poverty a lot of attention, it will stay with you. And it will continue to keep you impoverished. It's not something that is going to go away with your attention being there on it all the time. It's going to stay. It's another thing you let flow through you. These are all rise. You are rising, and you're going through and letting these things pass through you so that you become enlightened, you become lighter, so that your energy flourishes on a higher vibrational frequency. So now we're going to go in through our inner heart, our heart center. We're going to go through it. And as we go deeper and deeper and deeper, we feel more and more peace, more and more freedom, more and more relaxation. And we go deeper and deeper. And then we come to an area which is basically eternal love being showered upon us. And the eternal love is golden white pink light, purple transmuting flame, and it's flickering and glittering, glowing. It's vibrating. And it's just warming us inside and out. We feel total peace. We look around and we see our higher self, and we immediately join our higher self. We're all in communication with our higher selves. And then we now call upon all light beings all through the universe, through all the galaxies, who are of love and from love, to join us in this meditation. We call upon the archangels, the seraphim, the cherubim. We call upon the ascended masters. We call upon all loved ones who have passed over. We call upon all fairies and sprites. We call upon all light spirits and energies, all of those of the light, of love and from love, to join us in this meditation. As they come in, we feel the rush of energy. We begin to rise. More love that comes in, the more peace we rise. And all of the entanglements melt away and drop away. So, arm in arm, we float up above the planet and are immediately encased in a perfect sphere of bubble, golden white pink light, purple transmuting flame of Prime Source Creator God's eternal love. And this causes us to rise and continue to rise. And as we float up, we see our meditative sphere, and we see all of our meditations that we have assembled and grouped together since February are all in perpetual motion within this sphere of golden white pink light, purple transmuting flame. They're housed and enrobed Prime Source Creator God's, Father, Mother God's love, eternal love. You feel that. We are totally protected and cannot be penetrated. Our spheres cannot be penetrated unless it is eternal love. We feel this warm rain start to saturate the crown of our heads. As it comes down and saturates our heads, and starts filling us, saturating us from inside and out, from head to toe, a eternal love and a peace, a relaxation and a calmness, because we feel ourselves rising and we feel ourselves coming more in, almost like fitting a glove fitting perfectly, that we come into our place, and our place of higher vibrational frequency, where we should be, our place of eternal love, of respect, of honoring one another, of caring for one another, of supporting one another. This is part of our eternal love. These are the things, as we give and share, we ascend, we rise. And this is a continual process, and it gets to a point where you enjoy it so much that you're motivated consciously and subconsciously to practice it. In other words, you're constantly generating this form of rising energy. You're rising, you feel it, you become light, buoyant. The reason is that you're dropping and letting go of things that don't serve you. Anger does not serve you. Fear does not serve you. None of it. Aggression doesn't serve you. Conflict does not serve you. It doesn't work. And humanity is rising. Those who have understood that are rising and leaving it behind. Wars and conflicts and hatred and aggression and disagreement and all that does not serve us at all. It lowers us. It pulls us down into the goop. And when I say goop, what you're looking at is a nasty looking, blackish, greenish, the most foulest smelling pool of goop, all in negative vibrational frequency and energies. Hatred, fear, anger, stress, poverty. That's the goop that we bathe ourselves in on a daily basis. And we are rising above that. Our frequency is going up. So when you can picture that big, vast ocean of goop housing all of those lower vibrational frequencies, and the stench is beyond belief, you will no longer wish to be in it. You will rise. You will be motivated 24/7 to rise. And it's effortless once you plug in to eternal love, to communicating with your higher self. You rise. All things that you've ever wanted or desired come to you, and that's the truth. Things start happening. Windows and doors start opening. Sunlight starts shining. Things change. And that's part of you knowing your God self, befriending your God self, having a loving relationship with your God self on a daily basis. So I'll join you in the meditation. You see this all across the planet, all of planet Earth. And we've called upon inner Earth and hollow Earth to also be with us in this meditation and to be understanding and assisting, as some of them are, on the surface of the planet with humanity to help us rise. It's phenomenal. You become almost ecstatic when it opens up to you, almost like a lotus blossom or a rose blooming. You realize and you feel it and you identify with it. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll be back to close us out. By now you should feel release energy of these obstructions, these feelings, stress and anxiety. Believe me, as soon as the majority of humanity rise and they understand with their higher self that this stuff doesn't serve us at all, none of it, period. And as you develop a stronger relationship with your higher self, where you're basically talking with your higher self on a regular basis, you sit quietly during the course of the day at times, listen, ask your questions, and listen. Your higher self, one way, shape, form, or another will answer you. Somehow, you will get the answer in many different forms. It just depends. And if you're aware and awake of the process, you will go, okay, there's my solution, or there's my answer. So we've never been alone. We never will be alone. We have a lot of helpers around us. We have our higher self, our God spark, our soul, our spirit, however you address the God energy inside of us. And we're rising. We aren't going to stop rising. So we aren't going to be pulled down anymore by all of this falsity and pretend, a pretend monetary system that does nothing but rob, rape, and something that we don't care to be a part of. See? That's it. And it's coming together, unifying humanity, and coming together as one, working together as one. And we have God's source in each and every one of us, so we literally have the power to change everything. And that is always the way it's been. And humanity can just, looking outside of itself has done, look what it's done by looking outside of ourselves. Look at the condition of the planet. Look at the condition of the human civilization. It's apparent. It's absolutely apparent. So in light, in love, eternal love, is for the rest of the day and into the evening. As I said, we will have another call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on this line, on these numbers, and we will continue to answer as many questions as possible on various subjects, the whole shebang, so to speak. And, wishing all of you to continue to rise your vibrational frequencies. And you'll know it when you're rising. And to let go of these energies that do nothing but pull you down. If they pull you down, they're not good for you. We can exist in harmony and love and peace and prosperity. The problem is that we've been so trained to look outside of ourselves forever that we've never entertained or had a relationship with our higher selves. Totally ignored. So all of you, I wish you great health, abundance, prosperity, peace, bliss, and joy, and rise. So we will be back here tomorrow, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on August 18th, 2018, and we'll see you tonight.